Hi, it's Lynn from LynnieCDesigns. Thank you for joining me today. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in West Sussex in the UK, and I'm coming on to recreate this card. It was one of the cards that we made in my February card class earlier in the month. This is quite a simple stamping version. My card did fall over in the ink pad, but that's just a design opportunity. I think I can add another embellishment, but I'm going to change it up slightly for you today. Before I go though, this ribbon here, so I used a strip of DSP. It's a 1-inch strip from Sunshine and Rainbows DSP, which is still available free with a £45 purchase through my online store, and there'll be links in the description box below. This is some cotton ribbon, and I just use this to hide the seam. It's the other ribbon from the combo pack. I used this one in my card last week, and I'll put a link up here so you can see that. And it's really pretty ribbon, although I made a bit of a meal out of tying a bow. I'll come back to that, show you what I'm going to use today. Thick basic white, half a sheet of A4 scored in the middle, a matte layer for the front, cut just a little bit shorter, so that's what I'm going to be working on. The 1-inch strip of the Rainbow DSP, but at this time I am going to use this side. This is just 1 inch off a 6x6 sheet, and then I've got another bit of basic white just to do some stamping on, so I will get on and do that. This is the stamp set and dies. It's in the mini catalogue. I've got some Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, Mango Melody and Polished Pink. These are distinctive stamps, which means when you stamp them they've already got some shading on them, and I just think that's genius. There's been a little bit of a hair down here. Stamp that again. Not that you can see that, but I can see that, so that's better. Just Jade for the leaves. And we've got dies to cut all of these out. So what I'm going to do, I want to, I'm not sure whether you get multi-toned tulips, but I'm going to add some colour, some pink onto there. Let's see what this looks like. I might change my mind once I see it. Just going to do that there, and I'm going to flip that over because I want to do the sentiment, and I know that I'm not going to use that side, so I'm going to use, I'll just stamp that down a couple of times because I'm going to do a trick. Going to I'm just cutting this out because I want to use, I actually quite like that, but I don't know what, I'm not going to use them on this. I'm not going to throw them away. I'm not going to use them on this project. I'm going to bring in my little mini emboss machine, which I absolutely love. It folds up to take, so it doesn't take up much room. And I'm going to use the dies. I'm going to use some of my little tape to secure down. I can do that if I have stamped that a little bit too close, but that's fine. We can do that one there and run that one through at the same time. And I find this works a little bit better if you sort of stagger the plates so they're not all going in level, because the rollers on here are really tight, and didn't do that very well, did I? That's perfect. Yeah, the rollers are really tight, and there's a lot of pressure if you try and get all three of those plates in one go. There we go. I'm going to have to stamp that again. I'm not happy with that. In fact, that's fine. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut off never goes 100% to plan, but we trim off, as I didn't get it very even, we'll trim off some of that white excess there. Probably just have been easier to cut it myself. Now, what I might do as I'm cutting, I'm going to trim that apart. And that way we can place it where we want it. There we go. So let's get putting this together. I'm just going to punch. I would have been able to get all of that out of that one bit of card, but I didn't stamp it the right way round, but never mind, never mind. Now I wanted to use that for the sentiment, but I'm going to then rearrange the words. So let's do some fussy cutting. Because it's white on white, it doesn't really have to be too precise, but you can just do it a little, much of a wiggle as you like. Right, and we're going to break it there. I'm here. I'm happy with that. So let's get together. So I'm going to pop that down on there. We've got some glue. We've got any glue that's, oh yes, there we go. Pop it down that right hand side still, so we keep the same layout as the previous card. And as you know, the wet glue, I think it gives you time to maneuver that round so that it's exactly where you want it. Turn it off the back and we'll cut off the excess. Now for the ribbon, I want to use this, but actually I just want to use half of it. So we're going to, let's just pop that down on there for a minute. I'm going to use my snips, holding both sides, and just snip up the middle. There we go. We've got two bits there, but I'm just going to use the one. And that actually gives a lovely little soft edge to that. So I'm going to use some tear and tape. Cut that down, so let's use some tear and tape on that back side there. As I've hobbled myself, I'm just going to use those scissors, and I shall trim that excess off because we don't need that. And I really like that, it just softens that edge and it covers the edge of the paper. Now what I did last time was I kind of looked at that and I wasn't sure, because you kind of want the flowers out of the welly boots, but actually I think I've done that quite well today. I'm just going to round that off a little bit. Happy with that, and I'm going to pop these up on dimensionals, but I wanted them, the last time I kind of wanted them in a bit of a muddy puddle, so I'm just going to add this is the light soft suede, and it just sort of grounds those boots a little bit. I think that's great. Those off, and I've got the dregs of my dimensionals. Don't waste any of it, you can use it all. Put that bit there and that bit there, that bit there, so that's more than we need, but we go. Up there. That needs to be a little bit higher up. It, and then we can add these with more dimensionals. So cut these down much smaller so that they'll fit behind there. There we go. And they go on the lovely. That is fabulous. I like that. So I'm just going to come in with my dauber and just add a little bit of the polished pink. Actually, that's a bit of a mix of Mango Melody. Coming in sideways, you just getting the edge of the card. If you came in that way, you'd obviously get more, but I'm always a bit cautious. You can add more, but you can't take away. So I like that. That just gives a nice little colour round the edge. I'm going to pop that on dimensionals. And I could have used masking tape on that sentiment, but this is an easy way. I'll pop that there. I'm just going to stick that down with a bit of wet glue. There we go. And then last but not least, before we put it on our card, I'm going to add some of these lovely, you know, I've used them on lots of projects recently, the brushed brass butterflies. And in fact, this was one of the gifts that we received when we went to Onstage, which was rather lovely. Always nice to get a bit of a freebie. Oh, I'll do one there and then a little one there. You know me and my, oh, not upside down. Me and my little ones. There we go. Very, very happy with that. And then we can just pop that on with some liquid glue. And in fact, I will take the backing off that double-sided tape, because we may as well use that as well. sure it's straight. And there we have it. I think that's really lovely. Who wouldn't love to receive that? And I'm just going to get a tiny little bit of glue and pop that under there. Let's just hold it for a minute. Save that popping up. And now this, I thought, to hide this, I've just stamped in cinnamon cider a pot. I'm going to add that with some glue. And that just nicely hides the little ink. And I also wanted to show, this is so cute. You've got a little fork. So I have die cut this twice, once in silver and once in black. And I'm going to cut the black handle. See if I can add just a little bit of glue there. And take off the excess, because you could just have that there as well. Fabulous. Do you have a favourite? I think I prefer the stepped up version, but I am a bit of an avid crafter. Hope you enjoyed today. Thank you for coming along, and I will see you again next Sunday. Bye for now.